Alright, when we moved from the bridge, came up here a little bit into the edge of East Bay and St. Andrews Bay, right now meeting. We got some fish coming on the bottom, so we'll see what we can catch. Red snapper. Probably a keeper. He's bitten up the chum that I threw out. What I've got here is a small menhaden. Some people call them pogies. It's actually a menhaden. I use them a lot in the early summer because there's a lot of them in the bay and I can catch them. I don't normally catch any this time of the year, and that one's a little beefy. So I've cut up some of those bait fish, cut them in half, and just use them for chum. And put a hole in on the hook and drop it down there. And I'll try different ways of putting them on the hook. Like that time I put it through his nostrils. What I've been doing before was hooking them in the belly or in the back. Not a very big one. Thanks, man. We'll keep a lane snapper. Pretty fish. We'll do my smaller rod with a 3/0 hook. The lane snapper, another one of the snappers that we've got all over the bay. They only have to be 8 inches to keep them. They're great eating. If you can find them, you can sit here and just absolutely whack them. If you got kids, it's a great fish to catch because it's a steady action. If I was going to bring people out here and all they wanted to do is catch lane snapper, as long as I can catch these pilchards, they're great bait. If I can't, then I'll stop and buy squid and cut the squid up into pieces that they can eat. You can see I'm not using a very big piece of bait. And I don't know of any bait stores here in Panama City that sell pilchards, live pilchards, because they just don't live well in a live well. So I catch them with a cast net. And any of the creeks here in the bay will have pilchards in it, and you'll see them on top. You can chum for them. I use Purina fish food. buy it in 50-pound bags, and I'll take a couple of pounds at a time when I'm going out, and I'll use my little bucket, put a couple of cups in it, put just a little bit of water in it, mix it up, toss it out, and let it settle. And it usually takes, if I'm having a chum and catch bait, it's going to take me about an hour to catch my bait. So you kind of have to plan on how long it takes to catch your bait. I didn't have to chum this morning, because right now they're swimming right on the surface, and I just ease the boat up there as close as I can get to them and throw my cast net on them and catch them. So this morning, 2 throws of the cast net, and I had all the bait that I needed in filters. And I use them mostly for cut bait when I'm fishing for other things. So I'll cut them up and throw pieces out, and it'll attract the fish. A little red snapper. I believe the rain's coming. I just think it's a little later. It's 11:45 now. They said 9:30 to 10:30 would be the rain. And I'm starting to hear thunder in the background. I don't know if you can see the dark clouds or not. I hope they go around me, but it's probably going to get wet. As soon as the bait's hitting the bottom, they're hitting it. And I'm not really fishing for red snapper, because they're out of season, but if they bite, I'll catch them. Just release them. I got one eating it now. Well, feels like another red. A little bit bigger. Not a keeper, but a little bit bigger. And when I'm fishing like this with the bait like this, cutting them up, go through a lot of bait in a hurry. Like another little red snap. Yep. Another little red snap. I'm going to show you what it is that I'm seeing on the depth finder. So that's what I see. That's all fish. Some bait up here. This is the structure down on the bottom. It's just a little bit of live bottom. And we're in 22 feet of water. But there's fish here. Sea bream. A little sea bream. I don't know what their actual name is, but they're edible. I eat them every once in a while. We catch them pretty good size here. So we're liable to catch flounder, black sea bass, in addition to all the different snapper species. I've caught shark here. The spot that I'm fishing is about the same size as the back end of my boat. And so I'm basically sitting right on top of it. And it's just a little spot of live bottom. And all that means is it's got some rock, it's got some shells, oysters, something like that down there. There's some kind of grass. It's not like the grass, the inshore grass, but it's I don't know, some kind of grass growing on it. But when the red snapper season is open, I mean, that's what I target. I target the red snapper. In the fall, once I catch my 2 fish limit of red snapper, then I start targeting the grouper, because the grouper will move back inshore. I still catch red snapper fishing for the grouper, and I just released him, and and I'm just trying to catch fish. So I'm fishing with the grouper. I'm fishing with bigger bait, so it takes the snapper a little longer to eat the bait down to where they can eat the whole thing. They can do it in a hurry. Here's like a little bit of red snapper. Still not a keeper, but a little better. Another little red snapper. Alright, we're going. I did put some chum out. Some here.